John, I know two people near where I live. Their kids literally, as I said, strangers, they woke up dead.
What the fuck is people talking about?
No! Brilliant! Brilliant!
Just one promise. Don't get the Philadelphia Eagles to leave and go. Because I'll get divorced if that happens. I married a Philly girl, and it's a long story.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I can't stop thinking about Donald Trump. Everywhere I look, I see him. The other day, I tried to go 5 minutes without talking about him, but I didn't last 30 seconds. Even now, I'm talking about him. It's driving me insane. Trump, Trump, Trumpity, Trump, 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 ah.
Did you hear about the claustrophobic astronaut? He just needed a little space.
I don't like it. It was too easy.
I would also like to make a toast to the white man who steals our land and steals our sons.
To the white man!
You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell. This is hell. This is hell.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Then strangled them, and finally dismembered their bodies.
Right.
Then do
Available.
and homelessness and all that.
And now, the voice you've been waiting for.
There is a secret song at the center of the world, and its sound is like razors through flesh. I'm here to turn up the volume.
I'm kind of retarded.
I hardly even know where to start this week. You had all these people making this big deal of this almost fight that broke out in the Senate, with this former MMA senator basically challenging a Teamster union boss to a fucking fight.
Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
And everyone made this huge deal about it. And fucking Bernie Sanders acting like somebody's girlfriend trying to get in the middle of two guys in the street.
Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Actively.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
You are a United States Senator. This is unprecedented. Well, not exactly. There's two things I really would just want to say about this quickly. One is that back in 1856, you had a U.S. senator give a speech about slavery where he was calling people in the South basically inbreds. And then a senator from South Carolina came up 2 days later and used his walking cane to beat the fucking guy within an inch of his life right on the Senate floor. This guy was a senator from Massachusetts named Sumner, and he went on to basically draft the very first civil rights legislation, although it wasn't until 3/4 of a century later that it actually got passed. But to say the idea of some kind of violence breaking out in the Senate is unheard of, it's really not. And secondly, okay, we know who this guy is, we know about him being former MMA and the other guy being a union boss. Everybody just wanted to talk about this almost fight they got in, and nobody even knows what it was they were even getting into it about to begin with. Everybody just rather follow the intrigue. I also got to point out this little interview that he did with Jake Tapper on CNN.
What went through your mind when he basically challenged you to a physical fight during a Senate hearing?
Yeah, you know, look, what went through my mind was you're one of 100 of the most powerful people in the country, and you're acting like a 12-year-old in a schoolyard because you didn't get your way. I mean, look, he actually has the ability, and he's 100 of the elite, to actually effectuate change in this country, and he's focused on being a bully. You know, we're not going to stand for it, and we definitely were brought up differently.
Okay, but can I say you're tweeting like a 12-year-old? I mean, your tweets were You're not a United States senator, okay? And I get that your tweeting is not the same thing as calling somebody out during a Senate hearing. But, you know where to find me anyplace, anytime, cowboy. You're making fun of him for not being the tallest senator. I mean, you represent 1.3 million workers. Do you really think that tweet, there's the tweet right there with your pink circling of the apple box he's standing on. Do you really think that that is best serving, best representing the members of the Teamsters Union?
His story is compelling but inaccurate. And in a hearing in March, he started the whole thing by coming into a hearing, looking at us and basically saying to me, I'm not afraid of physical confrontation. As a matter of fact, I welcome it.
I'm guessing he was expecting it to be a little friendlier than it was. You see that look on his face? That's a man who realizes he made a bad decision of coming on the show.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Xi Jinping and a bunch of world leaders decided to come to San Francisco for a summit, and all of a sudden the shit-covered sidewalks of San Francisco and the little tent cities that had popped up everywhere got cleaned up. Gavin Newsom even got asked about it and said point blank, oh yeah, people are saying we cleaned it up just because world leaders are coming. Yeah, it's true, because it's true. It's hard to imagine a bigger fuck you to the citizens of your state. It's like pissing on your leg and then slapping you in the face with his dick. And of course, Biden flew out there and must have been a bit jet-lagged because he started rambling a bunch of incoherent, retarded shit. Although I guess not quite as jet-lagged as when he flew out to Lahaina. He looked like he was about to fucking die sitting there at that table. He looks like he doesn't know where the fuck he is, who he's with, or who he is. So I guess you could call this an improvement. And he also seemed to spill the beans about Newsom replacing him as the candidate. Maybe.
I want to talk about Governor Newsom. I want to thank him. He's been one hell of a governor, man. Matter of fact, he could do anything you want. He could have the job I'm looking for.
I say maybe because when he talks it's so fucking garbled and incoherent it's hard to tell what he meant to say. But then a reporter asked him, hey, you called Xi a dictator. Do you still stand by that? And ironically enough, the one thing he said the whole time that I kind of agree with is, well, yeah, I mean, he is a dictator. And seeing fucking Blinken wince at that.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is the guy who runs the country.
And this is a guy that is a professional liar. You know he didn't want to have a physical reaction, but he couldn't help it. This guy is undoubtedly Slow-Mo Joe's CIA handler, and even he couldn't stop himself from going, oh, it's just like a reflex. Of all the people that are in the administration that are actually calling the shots, I think this guy might be numero uno. So seeing him in a state of discomfort, at least I can get a little cheap thrill out of that. And then right after that, all the Chinese state-run media came out in unison to say, allegedly! And we also had Nikki Haley come out and say something supremely stupid and authoritarian.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
Even by her standards.
The second thing is every person on social media should be verified by their name.
Fuck you!
That's, first of all, it's a national security threat.
What did you say?
First of all, it's a national security threat.
Bullshit.
When you do that, all of a sudden people have to stand by what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots. And then you're going to get some civility when people know their name is next to what they say.
Accountability.
And they know their pastor and their family member is going to see it. It's going to help our kids, and it's going to help our country.
You stupid bitch.
You gotta love that shit. Somebody who doesn't even use her own real birth name is telling everybody out there that you shouldn't be able to shitpost on the internet unless it's attached to your government name so they can track you. People talking shit anonymously on the internet is a threat to national security.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
It's like their little magic word instead of abracadabra or hocus pocus. Anytime the government wants to go after someone or something or strip someone's rights away, they just say, oh, national security. Being able to anonymously shitpost on the internet, I feel is a God-given right. And something that helped build the internet into what it is today. And it's not like she just pulled this out of her asshole. This is a World Economic Forum talking point, something they're trying to get passed in Australia right now.
Social media abuse is being considered by the federal government. For more, Nine's Oliver Haig joins us live in Adelaide. Ollie, how will it work?
Layla, good morning. Essentially, it will work the same as a passport. Australians forced to submit 100 points of identification, like their driver's licence or passport, when using social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. Now, police would have access to those social media accounts, and it's all part of a crackdown on online abuse. Now, users could be liable for defamation suits or even criminal prosecution, and it's all part of a plan hoping to deter people from engaging in bad behaviour. Now, the recommendations were handed down by a federal parliamentary inquiry. They're reforms that are being considered by the Morrison government, with the chairman saying there is merit to remove the veil of being anonymous. Layla?
And they're trying to push this in a lot of different Western countries. It's already been the way it is in China, and now for some reason everybody's decided we need to be like China. Have a system where being able to spend money is contingent on whether or not the government is happy with everything that you've been saying on the internet. Just as I've been saying about these World War III fronts opening up in Eastern Europe and now the Middle East, we should operate under the assumption that they're going to make this world war happen. That's the end goal. And the same with this digital ID/CBDC agenda. You have to operate on the assumption that a lot of what we're seeing is just a distraction, an elaborate dance to get us to the place where they want us to be. But knowing where they want us to end up is a real important thing to keep in mind as we analyze all the ins and outs and what have yous, because a lot of it is just theater. And something that I always try to keep in mind when you have somebody like a Ramaswamy or Elon Musk or even a Trump pop up and seemingly say all the right things, I think about that old Albert Pike quote, the guy that wrote that famous letter about World War I, II, and III. He famously said, "Whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him." So I don't fully trust anybody, which really just seems like a common sense default when you're talking about people in politics. Just look at this cringy fuck. He's another example. He popped on the scene, he's saying all the right things and doing a lot of the right things, but then all of a sudden he starts working with the fucking Bushes and Karl Rove, all the big donor GOP people. Now you have all these almost karmic little moments where maybe he subconsciously has to relay to the people just how fucking disingenuous he is. You know he has to be practicing not looking like a fucking alien in the mirror, but somehow he just can't help himself. It's like involuntary cringe. And right now, this douche nozzle and Nikki Haley are fighting it out for second place. Neither one of them probably has a chance in beating Trump in a primary in any state, but if one of them can solidify a second place position, then once Donald Trump's plane goes down or he just dies suddenly of a heart attack, then the second place person will be the heir apparent, right? They'll have a brokered convention and off we go. I hope everybody's ready for that twist, because it's definitely on the fucking table. Because as things keep grinding on, you got more and more notable people jumping ship. I was shocked as fuck the other day when I saw this little video from Michael Rapapussy.
If it comes down to pig dick Donald Trump and smoking Joe Biden, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Voting for pig dick Donald Trump is on the table. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. I'll still call him slob dick Donald Trump, pig dick Donald Trump, and all that. But we need to get this whole fucking situation under control.
He was one of the loudest, staunchest orange man bad people there was. But this split on the left over the whole Israel-Palestine thing has got a lot of people jumping ship. You had a bunch of left-wing protesters corner cops in Grand Central Station. They're beating on the doors and the cops were sheltering inside. And then they tried to get into the DNC HQ, having their own little version of the Jan 6 inciting an erection. The Uniparty and all the people that are on Team Fuckhead seem to be getting really desperate. You know what that means. On Wednesday, it'll be 60 years since JFK was assassinated, and what people refer to the deep state or shadow government really took control. The vast majority of people from all walks of life know that that's true. They're still holding out on releasing all the files, but at this point, does it even matter? They probably will never release all those files, but they've already released enough to prove that they lied through their fucking teeth. The fact that there was a cover-up was proven. It's just that who they were covering for and all the details of the cover-up, that's the only question that really remains. The fact that they're still holding so many documents so close to the chest hints that the truth is really, really bad for the government. At a time when public trust in government institutions is at an all-time low, they have to do everything they can to maintain some shred of credibility. But I think that's a losing battle anyway. And as for this Javier Milei that just got elected president of Argentina, a lot of people are really excited because the shit this guy says makes a lot of what Trump says look tame by comparison. But is he really on the level, or is he just a hero being supplied by the elite? But hopefully he is legit, because if he is, this could end up being a really, really positive development.
Anarcocapitalista, ¿sí? La bandera de los liberales libertarios. El amarillo tiene que ver con la capacidad de generar riqueza, es decir, el oro, ¿sí? Y el negro tiene que ver con la anarquía. ¿Sabés dónde voy a pedir estado? En la c*** de tu madre, zurdo.
Alright, everybody, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Slancha.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand?
So say good night to the bad guy. 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 Come on. Come on.
please consider liking, subscribing, sharing this video, or leaving a comment. Because every time you do nothing, Vladimir Putin will shoot another puppy.